Hey everybody, just a quick recording here. Tomorrow, if any of y'all are interested, it'll be in the morning, 9 a.m. Central Time. I'll be on the call. My attorneys will be as well, but this is for the $60 million lawsuit between Grover and NSAV. I'm personally not directly involved other than our judgment that we have against NSAV and then the spectacular new CEO, Alfonso Noel. So my attorneys are intervening in this case. So tomorrow, if you want to listen in on how a federal judge handles these scammers, then you're more than welcome to call in. It is public since NSAV is a publicly traded company, even though we all know it's a scam, but hey, they still have stock and it's all good, right? So I don't really personally care about all that, as long as the people that are running the show get their boots smoked. That's all that matters at the end of the day. And I hope that Vic gets his 60 mil, even though we know that NSAV doesn't have 60 million. I mean, we know that they have $43 in the bank. But this is for all the people who kind of sit online and talk on message boards and yell on Twitter and X Spaces and Discords and Telegrams and, act like they know. Well, they just don't. So this gives you an opportunity to tune in, listen to how this actually goes down in the real world, not what's typed online. And then y'all obviously can make your own judgment based on that. I know for the majority of the people, they just don't care. This is a show, and it's a show for me as well. I only have a little over $1 million on the line, which is still a lot. So, Vic's the player here. He's the one that's owed 60 mil. So at the end of the day, what's going to happen is what's going to happen. But what it does is it kind of clears the lines, right? It allows individuals to listen to what a federal judge does on a case like this, right? So, and it brings it back to here. I'm sharing the screen right here. So here's I'm getting sidetracked. So here's the call-in info right here. It's tomorrow, 9/4/24 at 9 a.m. Central on WebEx. I'm just going to be on the call. I don't log in on the WebEx. The call-in number is right there. It's 650-479-3207. And the call-in ID is 180-173-2451. It's right there. You're more than welcome to take a screenshot if you want. And then I snagged this off one of the forums, by the way. somebody put, as the NSAV world burns. Anyway, so like I said, this kind of, it's weird because, being in crypto for so long as I have, trying to figure out a way to word this. We know how these scammers work, right? So it's kind of like, the crypto investors in general think that they know how scammers work, but they just really don't know. They just know number go up, number go down. Where's my money? And I get that. That's completely fair. And you invested your money and you put your faith in a dev, and most of the time you're getting smoked. And I get it. Look where I'm at. Alfonso smoked all of us, right? It's just, what does it take, as an individual, especially as a community, which I will build in the future, to go after these sick fucks, right? So, and that's kind of the issue. They've taken everybody's money, and then they want to get online and say it's everybody else's fault, right? Oh, well, who are they? Why are they coming after us? Man. So that's the problem, right? So you have basically two sides to everything. You have the scammer and then the people who got scammed. And then online, you have the people that are for the scammers and the people that are against the people that got scam. So it's just the way it goes. And I get all that, which is why it's entertaining. So it eventually all comes out. It's just, I'm just glad that I'm able to have the time and the money to push these fuckers all the way to the end, because we know how they are behind AMAs and Discords, because we know, right? Me and my lawyers and everybody else that I know that's involved, we know how these people talk behind when they're off of the internet, right? So it's a different tone, it's a different pitch, and then they go online and they want to act like it's all good, nothing's wrong, everybody, and that's fine. That's how scammers are, right? So a legitimate dev or a legitimate CEO of any kind of company or any kind of crypto project will never go online and have to preach to the holders what's going on, why this is happening, what's doing this, and try to sell themselves on why it's not a scam. That's the scam. So it's like, like if I build a project and I eventually will get around to it, that shit's never going to come out of my mouth, because I'm not going to be scamming anybody. So I don't need to convince people on why it's not a scam. And that's the point of all of this. The louder that they are that they have to defend themselves online, that's the scam, on top of all the money that they've stole from investors that you're never going to get back. And this is why we have to do this in court and push these motherfuckers and get these scammers actually in front of judges. And then the calls will be made in court, just like I won my fraud case against Alfonso. And now he likes to continue to yell to everybody, oh my God, that's not really what happened. No, that's exactly what happened. I won my federal fraud lawsuit. I won it. He can't, now he wants to argue the point and still say, well, he didn't really deserve to win. Well, if that's the case, well, then you should have just went to trials. That's what I'm saying. So, and it's the same with NSAV and any other future scams that we're going to go after. It's natural for them to defend themselves. That's natural. But eventually ends, right? It eventually will end. Because after the civil stuff, they have to deal with the criminal stuff next. So the thing is, it just never ends for these guys. And so they have to get online and be loud, be loud, be loud, be loud, 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 loud. It's not really happening. It's just a figment of imagination. But by the way, when we go to court, just don't listen to anything, because it's not really happening. Because what's really happening is the blockchain that we're building and the shit coins that are on the blockchain. That's the truth. Just never mind the $60 million. Just forget about it, everybody. Has no concern. So that's what this is about, and that's why it's entertaining. Because people like me and my team and Vic and his team, we're not the scammers. We want our fucking money, and we're going to keep pressing, and we're going to do this, and we got to do what we have to do to get it. And force them all to file bankruptcy, shut down shop, whatever they got to do is what they're going to do. Unfortunately, everybody else has to suffer because we called them out. We flexed on our end and put them in front of a federal court. And now look how they behave. But it's funny for us. Well, at least for me. I don't really know about Vic himself, but because I don't speak for him. But for me and my team, and especially Jennifer and my wife, dude, we are cracking up over here because we know so much that you don't know that obviously I cannot leak. And then we hear everybody in Discord and Telegram and on AMAs. It's the complete opposite of what they tell us in private. So that's how we know it's a scam, because one story goes here and the other story goes here. So that's what this is about. And now I would imagine tomorrow is going to be really juicy, spicy. Hopefully we'll be able to dig into some of the financials and the $11 billion evaluation. So this is going to be exciting. I've never known a company that's worth $11 billion, but the CEO of that company can't even afford to make his mortgage payment. And on top of that, he can't even afford to pay for his daughter's Mercedes. Michael Osborne is paying for that. And we know Alfonso, so that you can't go online and say, that's just not true. It is true. Because we know, man. And that's why it's hard for you to keep fucking with me, because you can't. Because I got everything on you. We just haven't dumped it all. But anyways, having said that, I would recommend people to tune in. Obviously, you got to put your phone on mute and just listen to it. It should be 30 minutes, I would imagine. I would say an hour tops, but I don't think it would go that long, depending on who shows up and how many attorneys are going to be on the call. But here's the info. I'll wrap it up. It gets fun and funner and funner and funnier and funner and funner the longer we go. But there's the court info. 9/4, which is tomorrow. Today is Tuesday, so this is Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Central Time, because I believe this court is in Illinois. There's the phone number again, 650-479-3207. And the call-in ID number is right there, 1-801-732-4551. I will see y'all on the call. Late.